And
so
where
great.
are you?
I'm in, I'm either in Connecticut or Massachusetts. I'm not for sure which town I'm in.
I told Mom we were going to do the podcast. She said, "Where's Brian?" I said, "He doesn't know." She said, "Well, ask him where he is on the podcast so he can say he doesn't know."
It's not like you can just walk down the street and you see dead people, or do you?
No, I don't. I'm not Macaulay Culkin, right? He was the guy in The Sixth Sense.
Well, it was a kid, but it was similar. I forget what the kid.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. That kid.
Yeah.
I just thought that was such a shocking story.
That's a good one. Wow. All right. Hey. We got Kristen. You still with us? Okay. Kristen's internet must have went out. We're going to wait here and see if she logs back on. Because we're having some technically difficulty there, but thank you for Jukebox Ginger for making that promo for us. And okay, so Kristen's device is not connected, so I'm gonna stay on here for a couple minutes and see if we can get her on, coming back on. But shout out to Jukebox Ginger who cut the promo ad, our little intro there of some of our past episodes. And here comes Kristen. There we go. Hey.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay. Here we go. Episode 43. Can you hear me now? Still no. No? Okay. Well, maybe try to log off and log back on. Can you hear me that much? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if Kristen gets it together. If not, episode 43 will be a very short episode. We'll just restart it and turn it into episode 44. So in the meantime, I've been staying busy with wrestling tournaments, as some of you guys might know. And here we go. Let's see if it works. There we go. How's that working?
That's better. I got a phone call, of course.
Oh, you know what? That's what always happens. Why do people? I'm gonna put mine on airplane so that doesn't happen. That's
yeah. Well, I can't because I'm on call for to go into work, so I can't.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. So, but never fails. Nobody ever calls until they call when the podcast is happening.
Now, was it for a job?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I would be more panicked if it was to go to work right now. I'd be like, all right, this is over.
Yeah.
Enjoy that minute and a half. Bye.
A minute and a half podcast. So, yeah. Well, hopefully they don't. Well, hopefully you get called into work today, but not while we're on.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's better not to get called into work today. I don't know. It depends.
At this point, I'd rather just hang out in this hotel room since I'm here.
Yeah, because how are the holiday travelers right now?
Those are all the people that shouldn't travel that are traveling. You know, I think it's a bit of a nightmare during the holidays. I try to stay positive, but it's kind of hard.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine. I mean, geez, everybody's stressed out and getting their presents, going to see their relatives that they probably don't want to go anyway.
That's what I say. I'm like, do these people want to be going where they're going? Maybe some do, maybe some don't. I don't know. There's a lot of bad attitudes. I had a kindergarten teacher yell at me the other day. I feel like that's pretty bad when you have a kindergarten teacher yelling at you.
Yeah. I mean, a kindergarten teacher should be able to handle more than that, right?
Yeah, she was mad. She was mad she didn't get a seat closer to the front. There was not a lot I could do about that.
And this is Southwest where it's a free-for-all, right?
Yeah. She said she checked in early, so she didn't know why she didn't have a better seat, and I couldn't help her with that one.
So what did she yell at you? What did she say to you?
She just really wanted to sit up towards the front, and I was like, well, if there's any middle seats or any seat, like, you're more than welcome to take those. And she's like, well, I don't see any. And so she was yelling at me, and I mean, and then you have the other passengers looking at you too, right? Like, they want to see how you're gonna react or respond, and so just tried to help her find a seat quickly and calmly.
Now, how did you know she was a middle school teacher?
Kindergarten. Let's keep in mind kindergarten.
Sorry,
right?
Kindergarten. That's a big difference, actually.
Yeah, middle school teacher might be yelling at me. That I would understand. A kindergarten teacher, So she had talked to the flight attendant up at the front, and she was like, "Oh, you mean that woman who was the kindergarten teacher?" And I described her, and I said, "Well, I would never have pegged her for a kindergarten teacher." So that's how I found out.
So, moral of the story is you might not want to send your kids to public school. If
I mean, I don't know if I would boil it down to that, but you would. I don't know. You're a product of a public school, and I'm the product of a private school. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you're definitely smarter. Everybody knows that. I mean, I get told that all the time. So,
Well, anyway.
But yeah, that's the yeah. Now, mom says she's been having a lot of troubles on the flights lately. She's been getting flights where she's meeting all kinds of crazy people.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, I think that goes back to the time of the year. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm kind of glad that while I'm technically working and on call, like I'm kind of glad I'm not flying around, because I worked on Christmas Eve too, all the way up to Christmas Eve. So yeah. Yeah, there's some funny stuff. There's so many stories that happen all the time. I can't even remember them anymore. Like now it's got to be something that like really stands out where you're like, "Oh yeah, that was memorable."
Yeah, you should write them down so you can write a little like coffee book on it or something.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
know,
there's a
crazy things that people say to a flight attendant. You know,
yeah.
you've seen, or probably other flight attendants. So, but yeah, I might not be traveling much coming up. I might be grounded here for a while.
Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah.
Sign,
Yeah, you're gonna
signed
have
up
to
for a life sentence.
yeah, I signed up for a life sentence. Yeah, you're gonna have to keep me posted on what's going on in the outside world. As
Yeah. Because you're sleep deprived and all you hear is crying. Is that what's happening?
yes, I'm sleep deprived. All I hear is crying. And it was well, hopefully it'll all be worth it. We'll see in 18 years.
Depends on if it goes to a public or a private school. That might have something to do with it too.
Yeah. Or maybe homeschooled,
Yeah.
have me and more.
Yeah. His Spanish will be better than his English.
yeah, his Spanish definitely is going to be better than his English.
Do they have the equivalent of ain't in Spanish?
You mean ocho?
No, like, well, I don't know when you say you ain't, the word
Oh,
ain't.
you ain't. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
you ain't.
eight.
No, I know ocho. Ocho cinco. I know ocho cinco from the Bengals. That's how I learned Spanish.
Yeah. Do they have ain't? I don't know. I'm sure they have something similar to that.
But I'm sure Mia Moore won't be teaching him that.
Yeah, Mia Moore won't be teaching him to say ain't in Spanish. But if I learn it, I'll tell him that's okay.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, son. Yep. So he's already becoming bilingual. I was saying I hope that he cries in Spanish, so I won't understand what he's saying, but I can still hear the cries, so it's not really helping me at all. So
yeah. So well, I would imagine most people know that we're talking about Sawyer.
Yeah.
Sawyer Ellsworth Swinehart.
Now his middle name come from our dad's name. Now I just found out from Ruth that Dad didn't like his middle name. Did you know that?
I think so. Now that you say that, actually.
So I named our son, my wife and I's son after my dad's middle name, and my dad didn't even like his middle name. So
it sounds like you're already off to a good start.
I hope he likes his middle name. But now, I've been told by a couple friends that the name sounds like royalty. Sawyer Ellsworth.
Go with that. That
Go
sounds
with
like
that, right?
Yeah, go with that. Yeah.
Because it's
yeah, it's an old school name. I mean, does anybody know anybody with the name Ellsworth?
No.
Yeah. So, I think it's good though. I mean, I do think the Ellsworth is better than Howard. Sawyer Howard Swinehart. That would be kind of weird.
Yeah. It's a yeah, because Howard's a more of a regular name. If you're going with Sawyer, you need something else crazy on top
Yeah.
of that.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Howard fits in for a regular name, but not if you already got a crazy first name,
Right.
right? So, yeah, Sawyer, Ellsworth, because Sawyer's long, Ellsworth is long. So, I mean, the kid's going to be prepared. He's already starting off with like, he's going to be maybe teased over these names, but I want to give him a name that's going to build character. You know,
Yep. Well, maybe when they read what's it,
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn a little bit, then they'll understand.
Yeah, that's when they'll understand. Because I think the last page or two of Tom Sawyer is probably some of the best literature ever read by me. So I don't know ever in the world, but ever read by this guy. So you know, but yeah. So that's I don't know. I like the name. I really think it kind of flows, but. I guess if Dad were around, he might have tried to talk me out of it, but
He
maybe
probably
not.
thinks that. No, I think he'd think it's a funny joke.
Yeah, yeah, funny joke on the kid.
Yeah. He's like, I hated it. Now somebody else has to hate it.
But it's weird that he would have hated his name because everything he put, Howard E. Swinehart, he always put the E on. You don't have to put your middle initial on.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you look at all of his stuff and Howard E. So he always kept it.
Well, he put the initial. He never wrote Ellsworth.
Yeah, that's true. Also, because it takes like 5 minutes to write out Ellsworth. It's so long. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, anyways, his name gets carried on somehow. Now we're going to name. We were thinking about naming the baby after me and Morse, Dad, but I can't even pronounce his name, so that ain't going to fly. I make American public school real hard on the guy.
Yeah. I would ask you what his name is, but you can't even say it. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. I bet her dad's impressed when you try to say his name.
Hi,
Is he like, where did you find this guy?
So, yeah, so her family's excited. Mom, not so cool. Our mom there. We should be having the baby raised in Honduras. It would be getting much more love and affection. Oh man, our mom just telling me what I'm doing wrong with the kid already. She's only 1 week old. Like, so, but yeah, it's fun. I'm tired though, and so we'll see what the future holds. But I think when he was born, I put my finger on and he latched to hold my finger, and I said, "Oh yeah, he's got the grip of a wrestler. He's gonna he's gonna be going to college and wrestling before he's 45."
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, and I got I don't know if I'll be able to bring him to my matches or not, but
You'll be I was gonna say you'll be the only college student with a son, but then I was like, wait a minute, that's probably not true.
Yeah. Well, we got another guy on our team with a kid, and this guy's got another kid on the way. So there's 2 guys on the team there's 2 dads on the team. This guy,
but yeah. He's much younger than you, right?
Yeah, he's 21 or 22. So yeah, so he's younger, but he's got a kid. So he was giving me advice as we're taking that medicine ball and chest passing.
Oh my gosh. Advice from the 21-year-old dad to the 45-year-old college wrestler.
So, but yeah, it's been fun. And the videos, I was trying to upload one, but couldn't get them. But the people are really liking watching the 45-year-old college wrestler on the internet,
I'm sure.
getting support from all over. I think next year there's going to be a massive amount of 45-year-olds going into college to play sports.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. If people were like, I'm gonna go back to school to do the sport I never did.
Yeah, my coach was like, "You better not be sending me any of your friends that are your age to come next year. Well, we need more guys on the team."
He's like, we're not that desperate.
Yeah. So, but it's been fun. But it's been pretty tough. But now getting ready for the new year. So, any suggestions?
No, I was going to say, do you do resolutions or any of that stuff?
This year, not really, because I've been so many changes. What I used to do is write out the year I wanted to have in a notebook, in the day planners, and then see how close I got. Like go to Phoenix and perform. See, and a lot of times go to El Paso and perform. And a lot of times the date I wrote would be almost the same date I would get to go to that town.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know in El Paso, and I'm just writing these dates like on the March 15th or whatever. And then I remember one week I wrote El Paso in March, and it wasn't the week I wrote, but the following week I was in El Paso. And the same thing was with like Phoenix. It was like 1 week before. So I don't know if I'm going to get these, and they just kind of like fell in. Now this year it's a little different because, with being in classes and everything, and I'm not really looking to probably travel as much, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would write it out for that. So, hang on, brother. Okay. So yeah, what about you? You going to put in resolutions?
I don't really like the word resolutions. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like everybody always says they're going to do something and then you never do. But
Yeah.
I like to, generally speaking, I always like to be writing out things on a regular basis, not just January 1st.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
I used to write down that I got paid to travel. Now I get paid to travel. Well, I said I get paid to travel in luxury. I'm halfway there.
Yeah. Southwest is luxury if you're comparing it to Spirit Airlines. So,
right, it's all relative.
Yeah, they say Delta's the luxury one, but I don't know if I really agree with that. I've been on Delta now. I haven't felt so luxurious before, so it's just more expensive for the same thing, really.
Yeah, you get from point A to point B. Who cares? Well,
Yeah.
no, you do care if you're on Spirit.
Spirit went bankrupt, and then they paid the guy who was their CEO like $8 million or something to stay with them. I'm like, why would you, if you went bankrupt, why would you pay the guy who's in charge when you go bankrupt?
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so because especially when Spirit first started, people weren't aware of this baggage thing, and people used to get so ticked off. And I think they still kind of do, because you're thinking you're getting a good deal, and then you get to the airport and you're like, well, no, I'm not getting a good deal. If I brought a bag and a carry-on bag or something, it's the same. So I think they would have been probably better off just like, keeping the prices competitive. I don't know, but they got a bad rep now. So the other problem is that there's never anybody to talk to. Frontier Airlines is the same way. If you have something you need to resolve, there is no phone number to call. They just send it to an automated voice thing, and that really takes people off.
Oh, yeah.
So your flight's delayed, you're canceled your flight, you're trying to get to a gig, and if you don't get some kind of flight there, you don't get to your gig. Well, some of the other companies, Southwest, you can call them. A lady will answer the phone and she'll look on her computer while you're looking at your thing, and you can try to figure out another route to take, right? But not on Frontier. They just voice operated thing. They're not giving you your money back on the flight. So I'm like, yeah, I'd rather pay a little extra for the peace of mind knowing that I'm getting a real person if the flight gets delayed or canceled so I can get to where I got to go.
Yeah, customer service.
Yeah, it's out the window. There's no good customer service anymore. So, all right, there I took it to the negative again. Okay. All positive about having a kid and being in wrestling and all this, and took it to the negative.
That's your resolution. See
Yeah.
how long you can be positive.
You keep it positive. But yeah, well, we kept another positive thing is we've had 43 podcasts now. So we're no, wait a minute. This is episode 44. So 44 episodes. And I'd like to say that our numbers are growing. And I would say that if I knew where I find the numbers at. But but at least if people want, they got 44 episodes to watch. So anyways.
All right. Well, congrats.
Thanks, Kristen. Yeah, you gotta meet Sawyer.
Yeah, Sawyer Ellsworth.
Yeah. So next time you're home, because you got to go home for Christmas, but you guys didn't get coming. He was born so close to Christmas, but that'd been good if you could have got to come up here. But next time.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't live so close anymore.
Yeah. No.
You're not down the hallway.
Yeah, I'm not living at my mom's house anymore. Damn it.
Yeah.
I had to move. I have to pay rent. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to stay, but Mom said, no, I'm not having a crying baby in my house. I already got you crying. Oh, okay, Mom, that's enough. Okay. All right, Kristen. Well, Happy New Year.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks for joining me. See you on the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye.